Good afternoon. My name is Niko House, and I'm the host of the political radio show Mikasa Sukasa. And I urge you all to follow our One Follow, $1 campaign for independent journalists so we can finally show the mainstream media that we don't need them anymore and that we will support our truth tellers and we'll get our truth from those who are willing to give it instead of, lying straight to our face and having to retract article after article and, people who have destroyed careers propagating a story that was unsubstantiated and came from anonymous sources, anything like that, we don't want to deal with that anymore. So, please, join our One Follow, $1 campaign. It was started by myself, H.A. Goodman, Tim Black, and Heart Bastard. And it's been doing well so far. We've seen a great increase, and I hope we see more throughout the rest of the month. Next week will be someone else will be the recipient, the main recipient, the featured journalist, if you will. And I hope you treat them with the same love that you treated me this week, because it's been absolutely outpouring, and we've gotten over 30 or 40 new donations in the last week, and it's awesome. So become a monthly contributor. One follow, $1. It's greatly appreciated. So that being said, wow, I can't believe it, but Hawaii actually just passed universal basic income, and it was something that obviously is talked about often, and it's really something that I can tell you personally it's amazing. I can't even, because I'm being a retired service member, getting a stipend every month from my retirement, it's allowed me to do way more with my life. It's allowed me to innovate more. It's allowed me to worry less about where I'm staying, worry more about what I need to be doing, things like that. But this is a huge precedent, and I think that we all should be considering this. It should be considered federally, and it's actually been talked about by both Republicans and Democrats. And the reason why is because automation is coming. There will be jobs that will be dying. So when you consider that, we need people to be able to go to school. We need people to be able to get re-educated. But we also want to make sure that when people lose their job, that they're not dirt poor, that they fail to pay their bills, that they fail to pay back on their loans, that they start declaring bankruptcy, because these are all things that end up hurting all of us in the long run. Now, there will be some people who say, well, if we just give away money, people will be lazy. And that's not true. In fact, Finland has already been testing this out, and their stipulations are, I believe, going to be more loose than Hawaii's. In Finland, no matter how much money you make after you get your next job, no matter how little you make, no matter how much you make, no matter how long it takes you to get a job, no matter if you have a job, you will always make a basic income, a base income, and it will be standard. And it had the opposite results of what some people would try to tell you, because people would think it would make you lazy. I don't know why. But what happened was people became more innovative. They became more motivated because they didn't have to stress about how their bills were going to be paid. They started opening businesses. They would take the time to improve their skill set so they can get better paying jobs. Obviously, they're contributing back into society with their basic incomes. Come back into the economy with their income as well. And I foresee that this is something that would happen to the rest of the United States if we made this a federal standard. I think it's necessary. I don't think that people are inherently lazy. There's not really any statistic that proves that. I think most of the country is extremely hardworking. Especially the area that lost the most jobs, which would be the Rust Belt. Chicago, Ohio, obviously Michigan, that whole area. Those are some of them known as being some of the most hardest working people in this country. So I don't think that if they get money, they're going to just sit on their butts and retire at 22, 23, 30 years old. I don't think you can't retire off of this. But when you cannot worry about where your next meal is coming from, we can start talking about ending homelessness. We can start talking about ending hunger. It's just an amazing idea to contemplate, and I think this will lead to an amazing thing. The only thing that would have made the week more complete is if California would have passed single payer. So But that's my opinion on it. I would love to know your thoughts on universal basic income, and if you have some statistics to provide to show that it may not be a good idea, I would also love to hear that as well. Please consider, like I said before, donating to our One Follow $1 campaign. I'll post the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and always remember, find your balance.